Hello, it's me, Alani, and today I'm going to be incorporating two tools and bringing them into one idea. The first tool is a crochet needle. The second tool is my Apple Pencil. How am I going to bring two tools together to bring up an idea? Let me show you. When I first started creating artwork pieces and just sharing them out on the internet or in person, it was specifically back in July 2020. This was when I just started hunkering down and just knowing that I wanted to offer more into the world. And that's where This Is Life Alani came into play. I have been obsessed with plants for a very long time. I've actually been obsessed with flowers specifically. Some of the first drawings I've done were flowers. So I started working originally with a few of my stickers that I've made over the last couple of years. And the one that I want to focus on the most is actually this little puffy potted flower. So when I first started my art shop, it was just stickers and then keychains, and it eventually evolved into handmade art pieces. How did I incorporate my little Apple Pencil and transfer it to my crochet needle? So I've incorporated my art style into crocheting. Some of the art pieces I've made have been these little cuties. Here's the idea: a orchid plant. And here is a little sketch drawing of, say, my interpretation of an orchid plant. This one's a little more complicated just because it's not going to show you the amount of rows or chains that are incorporated into the item, but it's an idea. I did go to the store and buy a bunch of different colors. Honestly, I might just do the duo thread, which means I'm going to be using two different colors to incorporate the color that I'm desiring for my potted plants. Okay, so similar to the sketch drawing, this is the yarn colors that I was able to pick out. If you noticed, these flowers are a little abstract. This is a very interpreted version of a rose. It is not a perfect rose, but it's the way that I crocheted it. These are all of the colors that I will be making the base, the petals, the stem, and the flower for my potted crocheted plant. When it comes to picking out the right needles to crochet, it really depends on your preference. But for mine, bigger is a little better. So this one that I'm using actually is going to be a 8.0 mml. Some of the other ones that I've used, they're going to be a lot smaller. Let's go in with the base. So I do have my two strands here with my crocheted needle. I'm going to be making top rows, connect them in a circle. When making the chain, I will actually stay on even numbers. So this is 20 chains. I'm going to connect both ends together and loop them and work downwards to secure the little pot. Okay, so now it looks more as a cohesive little cuff. So connecting and going every other loop just to close the base. Okay, so there is the little pot. I was able to close the base by continuing the rows to the center and going every other, connecting the chain, and to the end, pulling the thread through to the center, and the little yarn kind of pulls nice and tight. So now the base is nice and solid. So what I'll be doing is pretty much making a little sphere or a circle as a base to be put inside my little potted plant. And it's gonna go right into the base. And then what I'm gonna do is just take a little thread and needle situation and just secure the soil inside the base. Okay, so there is the soil or dirt placed right into the little potted plant, and it's nice and solid. So I did on the bottom snip off the excess yarn, so that way it's nice and hidden, being able to hold its place. As I'm constructing the leaves using two different color threads, I'll more than likely be incorporating only up to 2 leaves just to balance out the petals of the flower. Okay, so there are the little leaves here. I've tied them into the center of the soil. It's all a little messy right now, but this is the vision. So you get the 2 petals with the potted plant, and the last step is to create the flowers. Okay, so I'm about to put the flower with the stem in the center It's a little messy, of course, but the vision is there. What I did was do the magic circle, the crocheted magic circle, and then close it off with the green as more of a stem. I'm thinking to add a little more drama to the petals by adding another layer to the flower. Okay, so I went off on the deep end and created a little bit more of a dramatic petal for the base. In the backing, I just tied the yarn to the stem. And then at this point, it's time for me to put it all together. And just like that, here is the crocheted potted flower. I did go with more of like a dramatic petal situation, and honestly, it looks pretty cute. Realistically, it doesn't look like the drawing that I made, but it does consist of all the same colors that I originally sketched out. So what do you think? Just comment down below, how hard do you think this would be? Is it something that I want to sell at one of my markets? I guess we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please make sure just to put it down below. And if anything, I will see you folks on the next one. Bye. The behind the scenes of making videos on the internet. The reality is cleaning up